What is going on, guys? It's Cameron, and today we've got Spider-Man 2099 issue 5, and we saw in the previous issue that Venture or Queeg, we're not too sure who he's called, but in this comic he's called Queeg. He came through the portal from 2099 and he's actually escaped into modern day New York City. Now obviously that's not good because he's not supposed to be in this time, and Spider-Man and Captain America are going to team up to try and get him back. Now before we get into this, I just want to let you guys know that I'm doing a digital comic giveaway for this issue, and to enter all you have to do is pretty much leave a comment on this video and be a subscriber, and that is about it. Now the winner for that giveaway will be announced in issue 6 of this comic series, and until then guys, we might as well get into this review, so let's get into it. So the issue opens up with us joining Queeg or Venture or whatever you want to call him in Times Square, and you can tell that he's come from a 2099 that's pretty much been obliterated. So for him to be seeing real people walking around, real cars and buses, especially buses since he just got run over by one, but the fact that there's actually living life around him that isn't harmful to just normal people is like he's just struck gold or something. Now this is pretty much the first comic where we get a true insight into who this Queeg or Venture is. Like, I'm really not sure what his name is, because in the previous issue, Spider-Man 2099 referred to him as Venture, but he's referring to himself as Queeg, so maybe he actually is Venture from the 2099 that Spider-Man comes from, but the destroyed 2099 that he comes from, maybe he's just known as Queeg, I don't know. So one of the things I loved was that this Venture or Queeg or whatever he's called seems like a little bit of a badass, but the moment you put him in like a modern day society, he knows nothing and just gets straight taken out by a bus. And I thought that was hilarious because that's something that you so wouldn't expect to happen, but something that probably would happen if someone came from the future and came back to our time. Kind of reminds me of Marty McFly out of Back to the Future, nearly getting run over by a few cars when he's crossing the road and stuff, when he travels back in time. I don't know, it's just awesome. But something that was actually really interesting was that Captain America confirms that Roberta, who is her alter ego, doesn't actually have a husband or a daughter or a son or anyone in her family. They're actually still in 2099. That's all part of Roberta's imagination that they're there. Which is a little bit crazy when you think about it, because she's literally posing for pictures with nobody. Like, imagine the people taking the picture. They must think she's crazy. But I really do think it's so awesome how Roberta will never be able to see the Captain America suit because she has mentally blocked it out. Like, even if it's in front of her, she still won't see it. And I think that's just such an awesome strategic way of keeping Captain America's secret identity. So anyway, as I was reading through the comic, one thing that actually took me by surprise was the connection between Captain America and Spider-Man. I really didn't think that they would get along this well, and especially the reveal that Captain America knows exactly who Spider-Man is. She knows that Spider-Man is Miguel O'Hara from 2099, and it all just seems to be working out so well right now. And what's even more interesting is that this comic and everyone in Times Square, like the three superheroes and the villain or whatever in Times Square, are all from 2099. Like, we've got Captain America 2099, we've got Spider-Man 2099, and then we've got Venture or Queeg from 2099 as well. And it seems a little bit like a 2099 reunion right now, and I think that's just awesome to see in a comic, without having any interference from the 616 Spider-Man or from Miles Morales or anyone like that. It's really cool. So as we get even further into the comic and we can see this battle going on throughout Times Square, it was interesting to see how Spider-Man was being beaten up and stuff, but he still had this major concern for the people around him, making sure that they got out of Times Square alive, especially when, I don't know why, but it felt really careless when Spider-Man kind of threw that bomb detonator thing and Venture or Queeg just kind of hit it away. Like, I thought that was kind of obvious. Like, I was really expecting that when Spider-Man threw it in the first place, but at least no one died. So yeah, I suppose that can count as collateral damage, but I kind of feel like that was Spider-Man's fault in the first place. Now I can't help but notice that Spider-Man and Captain America make literally the perfect team. They understand each other and they seem to get on really well. To say that they've only been together for like 1.5 issues, I can really see these guys becoming really awesome superhero teammates in the future. And I honestly have to say that Captain America and Spider-Man getting along so well actually makes me like Captain America more. The fact that Spider-Man can still utilize his humorous personality towards Captain America, you know, like using sarcasm and making jokes towards Captain America, and they just seem to have a really good connection in terms of getting each other's jokes and just accepting that jokes are part of being a superhero. Like, it's not all serious, because I do know that in the Secret Wars 2099 comic series, which I still need to review the final issue by the way, Captain America was really serious in that. So I think it makes her more relatable and a little bit more human to see that she can understand Spider-Man's jokes, and the fact that she takes it on the chin and she doesn't really get too aggravated by those. I think that's just awesome of her. And in my honest opinion, I think that she's probably going to become a popular Captain America in comics. Maybe not as much as Steve Rogers' Captain America, but I can see her taking part in maybe other Avengers comics and stuff like that maybe. I don't know, it could happen. Anyway, as we move throughout the comic and we begin to come up to the final few pages, you can see that someone else who is not S.H.I.E.L.D. has interfered with this battle, and there was actually a decoy tank to keep Spider-Man busy while this person came out of the ship and took Queeg or Venture or whatever his name is and helped him escape. And I think the seriousness of him escaping actually kicked in when Spider-Man said, "That's not right, he doesn't belong in this time," because think of the damage that he could do to the timeline if this character from 2099 comes back in time and escapes and actually causes all this craziness. Think of the stuff that he could change. Heck, what if it turns out that he's the reason why 2099 is obliterated in the future? Because as we saw at the very end there, what if this new organization known as the Fist, destroying the United States, is what causes it to be like that in 2099, and Venture or Queeg or whatever it's called is a part of it? That would be some major time travel loophole paradox craziness going on right there. And I cannot wait to see what happens in the next issue. Hopefully Miguel O'Hara and Captain America go to Parker Industries, they go to Peter Parker and tell him what's going on. Or maybe even S.H.I.E.L.D., I don't know. But anyway, guys, what did you think? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. I was leaning more over to an 8 out of 10. But the possibilities that this comic opens up about what could happen to 2099 in the future and all of that crazy stuff really bumped it up to a 9 for me. So yeah, that is it for this review, guys, but don't forget about the giveaway that I mentioned at the beginning of this review, because the winner will be announced in the next issue. And don't forget about the giveaway that I've got going on for Spider-Man and Deadpool issue 1. You can click the top right of the screen now to check out that review and enter that giveaway. And for previews of the new Spider-Man comic that's coming out next month and all other early previews, head on over to my Facebook page and follow it on there. And you can also follow me on Twitter to stay up to date on my videos and see when my videos are going up or what comic I'm reviewing today and all that awesome stuff. And last but not least, guys, hit the subscribe button for more giveaways and reviews like this. Hit the like button on this video, and I will see you all later.